Joining us tonight, a very special panel. Actor Shabana Azmi, one of the legends of Indian cinema. Another legend, actor Kamala Hassan, joining us from Chennai. And composer Ehsan, joining us on what this means in the world of music. Thanks very much for joining us. First to you, Shabana Azmi. What does this all mean? The fact that an Indian film, or at least a film done about India, with a strong Indian connection, AR Rahman winning music, Gulzar winning for his lyrics, Resul Pookutty for sound technician. What does it mean really for Indian cinema now?
Well, obviously it's celebrating time. It's absolutely delightful, and I congratulate all of them from the bottom of my heart. For me, obviously this opens doors for Indian cinema, but to me the most important thing that Slumdog Millionaire winning the Oscars does is to slum dwellers their own sense of self-esteem, which is now heightened. And it gives the world a picture of the slum dwellers, which is different from the one they're used to, which is largely that they are the scum of the earth and they don't do any work and they are not to be respected. And along comes this film, shows the truth as it is and makes you realize the resilience and the spirit that informs the people who live in this.
But Shabana Azmi, will that really change? I know you're saying that this film in a sense celebrates, in a sense, the human spirit of a city where 65% of the people still live in slums. Do you believe their lives will ever change? Or should this just be taken as cinema, which has triumphed?
No, their lives are not going to change because of this film. In terms of they're not suddenly going to come into more money, they're not going to start living in better houses, 70% of the city overnight, there's no magic wand. But definitely perception of them will change to one little degree, and that's all that art can do. It can create a climate of sensitivity in which it is possible for change to occur, and that change occurring in perception about people who live in the slums and work towards the city, to me is the most magnificent achievement of all.
Fair enough. Art can bring about a small perceptible change. Kamal Hassan, if I can get you in, this particular movie, Slumdog Millionaire, has an Indian landscape, uses Indian actors, is set in India in a sense. Forget about sound and perhaps just the technician. Does this do anything today for Indian cinema? Do we call it an Indian victory in the true sense of the word?
See, we shouldn't, I know it's baby steps and we should take it step by step, but this day means something to Danny Boyle, Rahman, and to an extent some of the Indians. But it doesn't mean anything to Indian cinema. Still, Indian cinema tries to make quality film. So when it does that, it'll deserve the recognition. And it doesn't mean that we are not making quality cinema. We are not respecting quality cinema as it should be. That's because, you see, content might be king, but they say placement is God. I'm not religious, so I take it with a pinch of salt. But placement is very important. So you'll have to place good cinema in the right perspective. I'm talking to the distributors and investors and producers of good cinema. If you think of good cinema as won't do well, it's a general opinion, film अच्छा है, मुझे लगता है नहीं चलेगा. It's a bad attitude to have. You're not a businessman, you're an audience. That should change. And when that changes, when everybody wants to get into the share market business of cinema, that's silly, because that's not what cinema is all about. It's art, and you should enjoy it like that. And every cinema is art, and every art cinema is cinema. We don't know what they mean by art cinema, nahi chalega kind of a thing.
Okay, Shabana
Azmi is changing now.
Shabana Azmi, would you like to respond to that? There's no art cinema, there's no commercial cinema. At the end of it, it seems Slumdog Millionaire is a British film, and the British film industry should be very, very happy today.
Yes, absolutely, I agree, and I agree with everything that Kamala Hassan said, but I also see this as a step towards Indian filmmakers and the Indian film industry recognizing that they are just a step away. If you see, what has happened is we have 1 billion viewers. We have such a large audience that Indian filmmakers haven't really aspired to reach out to an audience beyond the Indian audience, beyond the domestic audience. All that is only now changing. And I think, see, Rahman was a given. He's a genius, and international recognition would come his way. But Resul getting it is very important because it opens the doors for the technician, and the world gets to know that the technician is the winner over here. And of course, for Gulzar Saab, I've been trying to get him all day. I don't know where he's hiding.
Right. No. In fact, you know, for someone like me who's grown up on Gulzar's movies, you wonder why the great films that he made never won awards internationally. But so be it. That's the way of the world. Let's turn to Rahman. I know Shabana Azmi called him a genius, and the world thinks he's a genius. Ehsan, as a music director, what is it about this man, Rahman, that makes him special? Is he an inspiration today for the entire music industry, for musicians like you?